Hello, welcome back. Today I would like to talk a little bit more about spiritual or esoteric subjects. Of course, there is a lot of knowledge, a lot of things that have already been written, that are known. At the same time, the way I approach my thematic, or the way that I like to approach my thematics when I like to speak, is to follow my own guidance or to follow my own judgment or intellect, at the same time, of course, I do like to read about different subjects, what that means, what that is. But if I want to speak, I prefer to speak freely, so I don't feel like I'm repeating something that I'm learning as in school. It offers at the same time open window, some type of openness that is needed for spiritual subjects. And I like to make them more intimate or more private or more connected to the things that I like to say, And when I speak about spiritual, for me, it's important to precise to say that it is not something that is non-religious. For me, it is very religious as well. Spiritual, what it means, the spiritual path. The spiritual path is a path of the soul, it's connected to the soul, it's connected to the mission of the soul, or the connection of the soul with the unseen, or God, or the forces that govern the universe. So it is, of course, a very large subject, as we know. Spiritual means, of course, it's all connected to human soul, to human intellect as well, and it is connected to a higher power, which is God. So there is this white line, that moves from one person to the higher power and back. So one can connect very much in this way as well, and even for wisdom or for answers or for intellect questions, if one has, one can, of course, connect to higher power, connect to God, and find answers or find some type of knowledge or wisdom that is new, that is almost like I'm searching for a specific thing, And because it is such a large subject, it is helpful one to connect in this way. One can connect, it's almost like an inward, it's like you go inside of you, And this, of course, we can talk about as well cosmic law, which is very much to the subject as well. Cosmic law, which is like the law that governs the cosmos, which, if we think of cosmos, very much connected to God as well. So if we think about the law of God, the laws, there are different ones that God has given humans, to follow. Those are very good ways to connect, to the spiritual. And when we speak about that, it's always to say there is a necessary or a need of a good mind, of a good soul, of a good heart, of a good intellect. At the same time, there is a certain type of balance that one has to keep. And there are different cosmic laws, to say the laws that God has given us, to follow, that we are able to guide ourselves through the world, through our life. And that, I think, it's an important part. I think humans always look for guidance, always look for help, always look for some type of answers regarding their life, or things that appear in their life, and they search for some type of help, some type of guidance. And I think the spiritual is a great gate, is a great door that one can enter, and one can find different answers. So one can start, if we want to do an exercise, to say, well, I do need an answer. I have a question, And you can imagine like entering in a temple, and you're walking in this temple, and you see different things, different objects. You maybe see books, maybe they are from a different time, maybe they are older, maybe no one has been there in a long time, And you can ask, or you can choose one book or one object from there, and you can touch it. You can open the book, you can use that object to give you that answer. So if you go further in the temple, maybe it opens in some type of oasis or some type of garden, or the answer will come to you as well, sometimes in ways that is not expected. It can be done, of course, at the same time quite easily, through a walk, or through a walk in nature outside, or through meditation when you're alone in your room, when you close your eyes and so on. There is a certain peace that comes with that too. It clears the mind, it appeases the soul, and one can see more clearly, one can hear that answer, those words, that God has for you more clearly. You are able to understand. It's almost to say the mind has to be quiet, the soul has to find some type of anchor, some type of trust, and there's a calmness, a purity that comes with it. So if we imagine a river, water, that flows, that's already an answer, to say, well, if I feel stuck, or if I feel there's a part that I cannot reach, a part that I cannot answer, the element of water is very, very helpful. Or if we see the element of the sun, that almost the image appears by itself, the answer appears by itself. It's almost like the soul knows how to do the alchemy, with the help of God. The soul takes the nourishment from the air, from the nature, and that answer is given. There's a certain element of peace that comes through that. That's how you know that it is correct, that it is what your soul, what your mind was in need. Sometimes we think we need a certain answer, but when you do that exercise and you close your eyes and you go in this temple and you walk, and you see the different objects, and then intuitively you choose one, or you choose to move further on the path, and then something will appear, something will form itself in the air, as a landscape, or something that is shown to you, that will give you that answer, that will give you the clearance. It will unlock something in you. It will take a heaviness away. It will clear the mind, clear the soul. That's already a beautiful step that one can take. Of course, one can go deeper into this, and you can even sit at that river, or sit at that sunset, or that landscape that God has given you, and you can ask your question. You can have a conversation with yourself, with God, with the river, with the sun. And you can ask for the clearance, you can ask for that help, you can ask, you almost to say the soul will ask for you. The soul is free, the soul is able to travel and come back. So there's this element of how the world can respond to us as well, when we leave that space for it, when we have that openness to it. So what I want to say through this, that not all answers are intellectual. It's not always in the human mind or the human way of living, yes or no, what is this, and someone gives you an answer. It is more a question of the soul, of the peaceful mind, of the peaceful soul, and one will have a certain type of healing, or some type of elements that will clear out that heaviness, that will almost, if there's a huge block, a huge stone, you're not going to use the energy to try to push that stone and lose your energy, and maybe not being able to do that, but you take a different path which is open. The answer is that path where the stone is closed for a reason, so you're able to take a different path which is open, and there you're going to be able to find the things that you need. This is a beautiful exercise, and it speaks about too the Hermetic law. The Hermetic law, of course, there are the 7 laws, which we in general people know as above as below, or the polarity, what goes up has to come down. There's a certain rule in the universe, to say there's a reason why that stone is there, there's a reason why the sky is blue, there's a reason why everything is as it is. That's the Hermetic law, which explains or tries to explain the way things are arranged, and to say, well, these are the 7 laws that govern, so they are always true, to the way our world function. But the Hermetic law, it is a very, human type of law, because the spiritual goes beyond that. The spiritual is very open. When we speak spiritual, we have to think about the cosmic law, which is integrates everything. And the material, we may think it's a lot, but actually the non-material world is even larger than the material. So the spiritual is everything. It's the air, is the the little particles, all the elements that create everything, and that essence, that air, that nothingness almost, governs even more. That the little particles govern the big particles, So the more simple the exercise, the more beneficial, or the more correct is. The things are not always to say, well, I have to deal with heaviness, or I have to deal with that to be able to go further on. No, you have to search for the simple things. You have to search for the path that is already created for you. You don't have to create new one to push necessarily in a way which is hard. So it does teach different things for different elements, and I think it is helpful for humans when we deal with difficult situations or difficult moments. We always try to resolve the difficult part, but that doesn't have to be resolved. You say, well, if I take a new path, if I take a new approach, things will happen. I will receive that essence, that law of God, that cosmic law that will help me reach my path. Even if the road is longer, it will be easier. There's always, of course, the Hermetic law does function, and that is true. It does have its elements, but when we ask which path, it's very helpful to know the path which is easier, the path that is more open, the path maybe that is more spiritual or more easy in some way or another, or where we feel more welcome, is the right path for us. And the one that is heavy, hard, closed, it's not for us. That's almost to say that's the answer. So that's quite good to be able to guide ourselves, to say at the same time, God doesn't want us to have it difficult. God doesn't want us to have it hard, and His answer is this: don't go after the things that are hard. Don't fight, with the lions. Don't push the big stone. Let it where it is. It is an answer in itself. It's not necessarily to be moved, or maybe it should not be moved, because it's there to teach you or to show you that way is blocked for a reason. God put that stone there for a reason. So you go on the other path which I opened for you, which God opened for you, which leads to water, which leads to the sun, which is open, which you are able to move freely, where you are able to go on your path. And when we speak about the cosmic law, to say, well, of course, there is up and down, we see it in our world, the day and the night, the sun goes down, the sun comes up, the mountain, there are all these elements that they create or govern our world, the laws, and there are many different ones which can be seen in biology, in chemistry, in mathematics, in everything, in biology. So as I've said, the spiritual or the cosmic law is beyond that. It includes even more than the physical, than the material. It is larger than that as well. And of course, there are the best guidance that one can offer, or the best advice that one can offer, is always to connect to God, to ask God, to be guided by God, to look for Him for answers, to have a connection with Him so deep and so trustworthy that you are able to hear Him, you are able to follow His guidance, And I want to say that the guidance of God is never filled with guilt. It's nothing negative when it comes to that. Once you talk to God, you connect with God, you are able to feel yourself less heavy. You're going to be able to feel yourself more happy, more cleared, more healed, more happy, more joyful, And even if it's not to say there are still parts of me that, of course, are still need of answer, or are still need of help, those are left there for a reason as well by God, So it guides you further on your path. So the trust, when we say, well, trust God, say, well, if we truly trust God, then we trust even in those moments which are hard, and we are able to reach Him and be able to feel His presence or His help, His guidance, and that is more than enough. We cannot ask God to say, well, there's a reason why the river is there. There's a reason why everything is as it is. That's to say, that's how one can trust God. And I think that's a beautiful element as well, not to question so much everything, no? If we think of the time when we were children, there was much more openness in our heart of accepting things as they are, and not be frightened so easily, not be blocked so easily, not question so much, why and so on. That speaks very much about the trust, that one has or is able to follow and open himself or herself towards the light of God, towards His guidance and His love. And I think it's a beautiful way, to connect the spiritual with the religious in this way, because you cannot have a true spiritual journey without God. That doesn't exist. A spiritual journey is a spiritual that one takes with God, throughout their life. And even if one doesn't think of that, God is always there. So there's no need to question that. And how long or how much we reach that is at our power, in the same time, they say that the people who ask less of God, or the people who question less, are more connected to God, because there's this trust, there's this knowing, there is a certain feeling, as a child moves through the world, God has His hand, and the angels have their power, and the guidance and the support and the love and the protection. So that's a very beautiful thing that even in our adulthood we can follow, and we can know, even if I'm an adult, God loves me the same way that He loved me when I was a child. There is no difference, so the path is never far away. The goal will be reached. The river will nourish. The earth will nourish. There's always a beautiful element that comes with nature as well, which is God's world as well. God's voice, God's love is very much found in nature. Because God is nature, it is part of Him, it's His creation, as we are as well. Sometimes humans leave themselves out from the nature, it's like a separate creation, but we are not. So there's a beautiful connection, between human nature and God, and the way that the human, or we as humans, feel inside the world that God created for us, and we are able to hear those whispers, to are able to feel that love and feel that beauty that is around us. And for the spiritual journey, one should always keep a steady rhythm, keep a steady path. There is no hurry, there is no competition, there is no comparison, there is no judgment in that way, a spiritual path is a path of getting to know oneself, connecting oneself to God, or to the elements of you that are precious to you. So it is almost like a beautiful book that you open. It has many empty pages, and you start to write. You start to know yourself. You start to almost convince yourself of many things. There's of course different things that each humans look for, but it is a beautiful path. It's almost, I see, like a flower that opens. It is something that is created especially for you. There's a certain color, there's a certain flower, there's a certain taste, there's a certain beauty, there's a certain accomplishment that comes with it as well. And things don't have to be complicated to be beautiful. The God loves simplicity. Things which are simple are very, very beautiful as well. At the same time, of course, one can understand, well, even a flower is very complex and it has this and that, as we learn in school, but we don't need that complexity to be able to enjoy the beauty of a flower, or to see it in its simple, beautiful form, the way it was created. Thank you so much for listening. I'm going to take another time to do a different recording. Hopefully this was of help. All the best to you. Until next time. Bye.